calamity, scream insanity. All you ever gonna be's another great fan of me.
What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast, we talk about soaking your feet in aluminum pans. All this and more on today's Stinky Toe episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome back, and welcome back to episode 141. 145. Wait, uno. 141. The Hashtag Blackout Podcast. Spanish is rusty. I'm Jared.
What's up, people? I'm Jay.
And we are finally back and at it again. Jay, have you ever soaked your feet in aluminum pans?
Nah, B.
No?
Not me.
No?
Nope.
Well, so what you been doing this past couple weeks?
Definitely not soaking my feet, but yeah, just work. Had jury duty last week. That was fun.
Oh yeah. So, are you at liberty to talk about the jury duty?
Yeah, it's over. So everything has been settled and finalized and all that other good stuff. So yeah. Anyway, so got called in for jury duty, and of course everybody who has done jury duty or has been called in for it, knows it could either get dismissed or it could be some kind of minor thing, or it could just be you go in and there's like hundreds of people called in the same day. But I thought it was kind of funny when I didn't have to report to that particular building, but I had to report to another building, which is like the big courthouse. So got there. There's probably like a good 20 people waiting. So then we eventually get called into this courtroom where there's a plaintiff, defendant. You got your lawyers, two sets of lawyers and stuff, and they basically have to interview you to see if you're a competent juror to get up on the in the juror box and evaluate this case. So, yeah, I got up there. I said my interview, did all the questions and whatever, and the case was pretty much pertaining to like a lady got in a traffic accident. And the insurance is not trying to pay. Like, she got hit by an uninsured motorist, and she has uninsured insurance. To be covered if you got uninsured, insured. To be covered. So, but her insurance wasn't trying to hear all that. Wasn't trying to pay for like all the stuff that had incurred, like all the medical bills. She, eventually down the line, all this stuff, like you get hit, and just because you don't have any visible injuries at that particular moment doesn't mean something can't like develop, from that type of accident, because her car flipped over and like skid across the highway. Not the highway, but just across the street. Wow. So she was trying to sue them to, to cover all the medical bills, all the time off of work and all this. And then obviously she can't do a lot of things she used to do. She's like paranoid. She has pretty much suffers PTSD now from that particular accident.
That's crazy.
But of course you can't bring that type of stuff in there into the juror room to evaluate because, you don't have like adequate evidence of all this stuff. So we were in there, like 6 of us out of the 20 got selected. Yay me. Wow. I thought it was pretty funny. Pretty fun experience. I
thought you were going to say it's pretty funny. I was like, that's not funny. That's horrible.
It was funny when because you see how courtroom dramas and stuff on TV and how everything. The judge, I was expecting him to have like a robe and stuff on. My man was just in there with a suit. He was probably behind his little desk, sitting up on his stand playing solitaire on his laptop or something like that.
He probably was.
Probably. And, I thought it was interesting how, the lawyers and stuff were like screaming out, "Objection, Your Honor, objection." And the judge just like sustain or overruled or something like that. But you know, you got this one lawyer that's like really aggressive in his tone and how the way he delivers his evidence and facts, and then you got another lawyer that's just like he's just not into it at all. It's just like it's just another day, man. My man's shirt was on done out his pants, and his zipper was unzipped. I'm like, dude, you trying to win this case?
Lawyer?
Or you just here to catch a check? Yeah, lawyer.
Wow. Was that like the public defender, or was that like the?
No,
the
he was the insurance lawyer. So I don't think he was like a public, because I'm sure the insurance they have their own set of lawyers and stuff when something like this occurs. But you know, I just thought that was kind of trippy and whatnot. But you know, we were in the back. Me and the other jurors were in the back going through all this evidence and trying to figure out prices and stuff, because the lady didn't have. She had what do you call that? Doctor's bills and all that stuff. But, you know, there was some things like, let's say, for example, her pay for her job, because it kind of varies, because she's kind of sort of like a contractor in some regards, but she just didn't have any type of tax information to let us know what she made and whatnot. But yeah, we had to evaluate all that, and eventually we ended up giving her somewhere around $50,000. So
yeah, okay, that's good.
You know, it's cool. I mean, I guess it's better than absolutely nothing. The defendant, which is the insurance, they were trying to just give her like $2,800.
Nah,
just for like the 9 days she missed the work, and was like, no.
So that's the
so.
Wow. You know, I'll tell you this, man. That's the main problem I have with insurance companies, because, you know, you pay them, you know, every month for whatever insurance that you have, either through work, either through work if it's a you know, situation where you can, you know, buy certain types of insurance through work, or, you know, you're paying for auto insurance, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, man, you get to a situation like this where you need that coverage, and you need that coverage to pay up, you know, specifically for an issue that you have paid for months or years. And yeah, they don't want to pay. Come on, man. That's your job. That's what you promised to do. And, you know, you have all these insurance companies with ads and stuff on TV saying, we'll take care of our customers, blah, blah, blah. And it's not true, man. It's not true. Thankfully, you guys were able to, you know, sort of make them pay up, if that makes any sense. So, it was definitely an interesting experience. I mean, I wouldn't object to not doing it again. I know a lot of people always like, man, I don't want to do jury duty. Yeah. Hell, I got 2 days off of work. Yeah. You know, which is cool with me. I met some fairly decent people doing that. I'm gonna say decent. I mean, I had lunch with them. They were cool. But I thought it was funny though. Like the bailiff, he was like in and out, and he was talking to us, and he was like, he probably was in close to 70, and he got out there the first morning. He's like, you know, 15 years ago, there was a guy that walked into here and like started letting off rounds and shot a bunch of people, and I'm just like, what? That's not what I want to hear right now. Yeah. That's definitely not what I want to hear right now. And I don't know if you're like agile enough to pull your gun out and, you know, try to handle this and protect this. You being this elderly. So I don't know. I didn't want to hear that at that point, but you know, I'm glad nothing happened. Yeah. So, yeah. That's hilarious. Man, yeah, maybe he was just saying that to scare y'all, or maybe that was real. I don't know. It's good that you finally got it to pay up. I have a situation where my parents, you know, suffered a lot of house and property damage due to, was it Hurricane Ike years ago? And yeah, you know, and they had Allstate insurance, and they had flood insurance and hurricane insurance, you know, all the stuff, you know, that you're supposed to have. And yeah, man, it went for, you know, maybe a couple of years after that hurricane hit. and they finally had to go to litigation to try to get paid, all the money that they needed to or that they spent, I guess, on getting the house fixed. And yeah, man, it took them going to court for it, and I just remember my dad and mom, sort of saying like, why have we been paying you guys for so many years? I can't remember if it was Allstate, State Farm, one of those. I can't remember, but I can't. Why is it that we paid you guys for so many years, and right now when we need you the most, just like everybody else, obviously, who were messed up at that time, who had messed up stuff at that time, are you not going to pay out? I don't know. It's insurance companies are companies that are, trying to make money and keep money, rather than take care of their customers. So it's unfortunate. I wouldn't say that's the case with all of them, but that's just the way it seems. Because I don't know all of them, so whatever. But yeah, man, good on you. Good you had that experience. I've gone to jury duty a couple times, but I've never gotten picked. So I was too black.
Yeah, it's like my third time.
Yeah.
And the first 2 times got dismissed, but yeah, this time was the lucky one. Yeah. Third time's the charm, right?
Third time's the charm. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's cool. That's cool. Well, on my side, I too have not been soaking my feet in aluminum pans, but I just saw an ad. Telling people, how to save a penny. Is to do your pedicures at home in an aluminum pan. Because that's a way to save some money instead of going to get somebody else to do it. Yeah, it is, but you can't use that pan for your casserole now. So, but no, man, past week and change. So, well, I mean, you could, it'll smell a little extra cheesy, taste cheesy, but no, my past couple of weeks, just been grinding, working, just doing things, making moves, if you will. But, not much big there. This week, we sort of talked about it before the show. It was Halloween week. So, it's one of my favorite weeks. And actually, October is my favorite month because my birthday falls in October. I have a lot of family members and very, very close friends whose birthday also fall in October. And a lot of them on the second half of the month, along with my birthday. So, aunts, cousin of mine, day after, one of my best friends from college, or a couple of my best friends from college and high school, within a day of mine. So it's always a good month there. But yeah, Halloween was interesting this year, just because we got a cold snap a few days before Halloween. So it was like snowing, for a couple of days. There's still a ton of snow up in the mountains right now. And on top of that, and that's not normal for Utah weather. It's not supposed to be in the 30s in October. That's supposed to not be until like late November at the earliest. Consistently in the 30s. So yeah, man, it was cold. And then Halloween Day came up, and it was pretty chilly outside. It wasn't in the 30s or 20s or teens as it had gotten. It was back up to like the 40s. So yeah, the kids were out trick-or-treating. And, like I was telling you, it's funny because every year, Halloween, everybody's walking around with their costumes. You can see them in full effect. Well, this year, most of the kids either had, some sweatshirts and stuff like that under their costume and sweatpants, or they had like big coats on over their costume. So it just seemed like a bunch of kids were showing up at people's doors with, just dressed in warm weather clothes and had a mask on. So it was sort of different. You didn't get to see all the costumes in full effect. But it was still fun. They had some guy, or they had several houses here where people will grill up hot dogs and hand them out, so like the kids will get candy, the parents will get hot dogs and hot cocoa. So that's pretty dope. And
that's funny.
And the people in my neighborhood, for the most part, I think they're trustworthy enough that you can, expect them not to like taint the hot dogs or the hot cocoa. Even though I wouldn't pull a hot dog unless I saw the dude pull it off at the moment and the bun off and I got to pull the bun out of the package myself.
My man gonna pull a hot dog out his pants.
Bruh, hey, you never know, man. You never know. Hey, there was just like what I mean. It's maybe like if I drew a line straight to it, it's probably 2 miles from me in this neighborhood, right like a couple blocks down the street from a pool where my kids took swimming lessons at. In this neighborhood, they found a meth house, man. They found somebody who was dealing meth out of his house. It was like a drug ring, like out of his house. So you never know.
Dang. Mormon meth rings?
Mormon meth rings. Yes, indeed. That's going to be a new TV show. Mormon meth ring.
It's like Breaking Bad.
The Breaking Mormon. I don't know what you want to call it. Oh, man. But, yeah, man. But that was pretty cool. And there's also, this is what's funny. So, you remember that neighborhood we used to go to by my old house in Texas? How there was just tons of people on the street trick or treating. That's sort of like what the trick or treating experience is here in my neighborhood, but it is they don't block off the streets. You can just drive wherever. But
dang,
yeah, it's pretty safe.
Man.
It's pretty safe in those situations. So I'll tell you, this is what's wild. There's so many people around doing so much stuff. And this area has tons of kids, tons of families. And so a lot of people out trick-or-treating. It's also like that Mormon thing, and a lot of people here don't drink, because of that, or don't, do whatever else. So there's a Facebook group, the neighborhood Facebook group, and they came up with Drunk or Treat, right? So you could put your name or your house on the map for trick or treat, and you show up there with your kids, or you show up there with your cup, and if there's kids with you or whatever, they'll give the kids some candy. But if you come with your cup, they'll give you a shot, or they'll make you a drink, or they'll give you a hot toddy, or something like that.
Interesting.
So it's funny. I have a friend whose name was on, whose house is on the map. Several friends whose house is on the map, but most of them don't live, too close where we walk to go trick or treat. But yeah, dude was like, I'm giving away whiskey shots if you come by my house. And this is a young guy. He and his wife are about to have, some twins. Like, it's just funny. It's just funny,
Yeah, so you need liquor.
Yeah, man. But it's just funny that they have it's sort of like a subculture. It's like, there's like the quote unquote Mormon, like, goody culture. And then there's like this dirty underbelly culture of people who are like anti, and like, we're gonna pass out shots of tequila, when you come by my house, or we're going to give you a beer, or blah, blah, blah. So it's pretty funny. I haven't participated in Drunk or Treat before. But I mean, either way, either stopping by people's house to have that, or, or handing out stuff. But I think it would be fun, to see that happen. So,
did you guys stay at home? Or, no, you guys went out with the kids.
Yeah, well, my wife stayed home and handed out candy. And my kids, I went with my daughter, and our little next door neighbor girl, another girl who lives on the other side of us, and the dad who lives next door. He's a pretty nice guy. So we walked around and chatted for a while, while the kids were getting candy. And my son went with a group of other kids that are his age. Yeah, man, this is the first time that he wanted to go by himself, out. So
that's cool. I mean, he's pretty much, about that age.
He's 11. So I don't know, man. It's just one of those things, man. It's the first time you just sort of have those thoughts in your mind. And, Halloween has always been one of those days, at least when I grew up in Houston, it was one of those days where, you got to watch your kids, watch their candy, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, he was with probably like a group of 5 or 6 kids, 5 to 10 kids. They were all walking together. And then he also has this watch that has a phone built into it. And we could track him. So, if we ever really needed to find him, after a certain time, we could go and look, we could sort of track down his location with the GPS. So yeah, but man, he had a good time. I think they went toward, some houses where they give away full size candy bars. So yeah, he showed back up like cashing in, man. He was like, I got like 10 king size candies. I was like, those are just regular full size. He's like, well, full size candies.
That's
so
cool.
yeah, it was good, man. It was a good time.
It's good. It's good.
I have a question.
Yeah, I wish my kids would have did that.
Yeah, it's good. So I have a question for you.
Yep.
When it comes to Halloween candy, so
Yep.
when you guys buy candy to give out for Halloween, do you buy like the good name brand candy, or do you buy like Dum Dums, or do you buy like the candy that's like those little orange and black wrapped like caramel weird things that nobody eats?
No, we buy the good stuff, man. We go to, it's like this year we went to Sam's and we got like 3 bags of like 450 piece. There's like Skittles and Reese's Pieces and all the good stuff. So yeah, we get the good stuff, but of course we didn't get any kids, so we got like a total of 6 people at our house.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Just 6 kids, that's it?
Yep, that's it, homie.
Wow, but that's more than normal, though, right? You guys normally don't really have any trick or treats, right? Or no? Bring the iPad.
Every year it's like on and off. You know, sometimes we'll get like upwards to maybe 10 or 12. But
wow.
yeah.
So I thought that was less than. I guess I thought it was less than that, but I guess that is less than normal. That sounds all right. That's wild. Yeah. Well, yeah, this year Jackson was just like, man, Dad, you need to get the good candy, because normally we get like a bag of Dum Dums where it comes with like 1,000 in the bag, and we get like that random one where you'll have like there'll be like Reese's, Reese's, Whoppers, Almond Joy, and Dots, and the kids were like, Dots are terrible, we hate Dots, blah 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 blah. So so this year I got like 2 bags of the good candy that had Reese's, Almond Joy, the little mini Snickers, and Whoppers, which I personally love, and Nestle Crunch, and the kids were fine with that. So, and I mean, but I didn't go crazy with the bags of candy. I just had enough to we just had enough that we were just going to be like, man, we just going to be giving this out for a couple hours, and then we shutting it down. And trick-or-treating starts here at like 5:30. Right about 5:30, and then there's always kids who are trying to show up late, like the older kids, like get out and stay out for a long time. But I think we shut it down about 8:30 that night. So so interesting. Hold on, give me 2 seconds here. My daughter just showed up. Hey, you guys need to go and do all your stuff you're supposed to do. Get dressed, get your hair done, eat breakfast, and then you can watch a show.
But Mom said that we could watch it before.
Oh, she did? Your mother did? Mm-hmm. Your mom did?
Yeah.
My wife, your mom.
She did.
She actually said that today.
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
She said like every day.
Well, in that case, let me set this up for you. See, I'll tell you guys something. I'll let you guys on a little secret here. So, on Sunday mornings, we get ready for church and go to church or whatever. And normally what happens is we have our kids get ready and get all dressed up first, because if they don't, it takes them forever to stop watching a show or playing a game on the tablet or something like that to get ready so we can get out the door, right? So my daughter told me that, okay, it's on right now. I just sent it to the Roku.
Okay, but how's that concept?
What?
It's only for YouTube and video games. We can watch Netflix and others.
I think that's for everything. Anyway, run upstairs. It's on right now. It's on playing right this second. Anyway, so there's always like every week, y'all. Every week there's every week there's one kid that will say, I forgot I wasn't supposed to do that. I forgot I couldn't play games until I got ready. Yeah. And I mean, it's normally, it wasn't like that before, but with a kid who's almost 12, and my daughter who's 11, they are at that age where they quote unquote forgetting things.
She 11?
Wait, no. What am I talking about?
Oh,
my son's 11, my daughter's 9.
I'm like,
oh, I'm so sorry. No, my son's 11.
I thought I was going crazy.
Yeah. I misspoke. No, man. They're at that age where the oldest one. We'll say the oldest one. He's at the age where he will conveniently forget the rules every week, and we're like, we have them written down. It's not that hard to remember. Do all your crap first, get ready first, then you can watch a show, or then you can do whatever. But no, he conveniently forgets. He just wakes up. He's like, I didn't know I couldn't do that. So whatever. Anyway, yeah, man, that's no that. No, I'll just tell you that's the kind of candy that we got. So sorry, I had to have a little aside there, but they wanted the PIN code to get into Netflix, and I was not trying to give it to her because she was gonna give it to him. So let's see here. All right. Well, now it's time for voicemails. Jay, why don't you mind telling the people how they could leave us a voicemail?
All right, people, 3853-BLAKPC. That's 385-325-2572.
Mm-hmm.
Call us and let us know what you did for Halloweeny.
Yeah.
It's my favorite holiday. If you want to consider it a holiday,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Should have took off, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
Call us and let us know what you dressed up as.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. What did you dress up as this year for Halloween?
Dad.
A dad? Yeah. No costume this year, huh?
Yeah, just me. We just stayed at home, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the kids had homework. So homework first. All that other BS second. But yeah. All good, yeah. They wasn't tripping over it.
Yeah, I dressed as myself as well. I didn't do anything. So it's the kids next door, this family next door. 4 of the 5 people had food poisoning from Little Caesars. And apparently there were several kids out of school, like either day of Halloween or the day after, with some kind of food poisoning. So I mean, Little Caesars is super close to here, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people just grabbed a pizza within the day or so of Halloween or day of Halloween to make dinner easy, and ate it and got some kind of food poisoning. So that sucks. I don't know if they cleared that up, but yeah, that sucks.
Right.
All right, here we go. So the only voice we got, so it's sort of weird. So this week we got a voicemail and we have a text messaged. We have a text message image, so you can actually text the message to that voicemail as well. So let's see, and we haven't listened to it yet. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hashtag Blackout Podcast. This y'all cousin in Memphis, Tennessee. Just giving myself a break to give y'all a call right quick. Look here, I know y'all been seeing all this stuff about this pastor video going viral. He was eating the Last Supper. But anyways, what do y'all think about that? I don't know. From the video, I had to look at it, to give my review on it. And, it's everywhere. And it appears that he knew that he was being recorded. But might I add, everybody was talking about how nice the lady, was shaved, and looked like she had a wax job, but anyway. And so people was really like, he the pastor, okay. So, but it got exposed, and So what do you feel about? What are your thoughts on when you record something and they tell you they delete stuff? Well, I ain't never had it happen to me because, but anyway. So, that's been the latest going viral on the internet. And I'm going to call y'all back later, okay? Yeah, I got to finish my lunch because I slept on my lunch break. So now I'm on my 15-minute break, eating some pizza. Okay, I'm blacking out. Well, I can't, am I blacking out or? Yeah, I'm blacking out. Bye.
Wow. All right. So thank you, Kayla. As always, much, much, much appreciated. Let's see here. So, and then she sent a would you rather. So that's, one's got to go. So that's cool. So yeah, so I don't know if you've seen this. I just sent you a link to what happened was, but apparently,
yeah.
And this is the first I'm hearing this, but apparently there's some Texas pastor who goes viral after eating his side chick's box like it was his last supper. Yeah. If anyone,
did he pray over it first?
Let's see here. Married pastor David Wilson allegedly was filmed by his side chick after eating the box like it was his last supper. The video's been floating around, and for reasons only the ladies can tell you why. The pastor has a new flock of women looking to sign up for his Bible study. If anyone wants to attend church services Sunday, the address is 2502 South Lake Drive, Texarkana, Texas, 75501. Bible Way Ministries. Wow, they gave out the address, man. Address the church is going around, and its followers must be proud. Everyone is chiming in on how it's not wrong for the man of God to eat a little cat, but the good pastor is married. So that's what makes it wrong. So Pastor David Wilson says he is a quote-unquote motivator who quote-unquote loves to see lives transformed to the glory of God. So
I bet he did.
Not a man of God. This is not a, I mean, hey, this is the thing, in this day and age, people always, say things about, churchgoers and religion and blah, 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 blah. And there's two things mixed in, man. There's a lot of humans, a lot of humans making terrible decisions. And there's a lot of people who are proclaiming to be something, proclaiming to be, in this case, a man of God when, in fact, even the fact that he is a minister, he's doing something that he knows is wrong if he's married, it is what it is. I mean, it's not bad to, to have sexual relations with your, with your significant other. But, yeah, if you're doing that outside of marriage, it's wrong. And that's the way that is. So that's what, that's what's happening here. So, yeah, did you read anything on this story? Or did you see the video, anything?
Yeah, I mean, just now I'm just reading the article about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think about Kayla's question, though?
Okay, wow, there's a video of it, too, if you look later on in that article.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what was the question? My bad. What'd you say?
I say, well, what did you think about Kayla's question, though? About people videoing something and then saying they'll delete it, but eventually they don't.
Man, come on, man. That's the thing. You can never, this day and age,
end up going viral. Everything's gonna get,
in this day and age, it doesn't matter, because if somebody says that, you can't trust them. You can't trust them because in this situation, this guy should have known. He's a married man. He looked like he was supposedly the president of the Chamber of Commerce, the Black Chamber of Commerce there. There's all kinds of stuff, that this guy had sort of had going on for him. So, if you ever mess around with that relationship that you created with this random woman that's not your wife, if you ever did anything wrong, you ever made her mad, or if you have any kind of money, she's going to find a way to blackmail you with that video, and that's a lot of situations happen, or shame porn or whatever they call it nowadays. People, I think there's a lady who was a congresswoman who just, had to step down, in the past couple of weeks because her ex-husband released like some kind of vengeance porn or something like that. I don't know, man. You can't trust people when they say that. Like, you just can't. And the other thing is, we've all had a situation where we've just literally been talking about, hey man, I need to go and check out the new Jordans that just came out because I think I might want to cop them. And then lo and behold, you get on your Instagram and you get on your Facebook, and one of the ads that flies by is for Sneaker Freak and has the new Jordans on it. You know, like your phone is listening, your phone is watching somehow.
Oh yeah.
Or your Siri or your Alexa. So if nothing else, once that video gets recorded, that's on Apple or Google or whoever's database, way down in the dark web, so somebody can find it in the cloud.
Floating in the clouds.
Yep, you can go up there. You don't want that to rain from the cloud, don't you?
Yeah, that's like some years ago they had the all those female celebrities got their iCloud hacked into.
Oh wow!
And found all these nude photos and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just on it. It was called. It was funny because the whole event was called the Fappening, which is.
Oh wow! Wow.
So I think there's even back then they had a site called the Fappening where you could just go and you could see all this stuff. Now apparently, all this stuff was supposed to be taken down. And I think I don't know who it was, but someone in a high position, some service in a high position came down and removed everything at that time. Yeah. But I think it was back up again, and it's never going to get deleted. All that stuff that shows up on the internet is going to get copied to somebody's hard drive, re-uploaded, copied, re-uploaded.
Oh man.
There's no telling how much stuff is out there.
Man, it is out there, copied millions of times over at this point. And I was going to say, man, what's that website? I need to do some research. I'm just playing. I don't know, man. It's just, you can't. I don't believe it when people say that, because there's been too many cases now of somebody using that against someone else to defame them, to blackmail them, to get some money as revenge, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or the thing leaking out and being, like the next, Ray J and Kim K sex tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not cool. Now in situations where it's like R. Kelly and his whole situation, yeah, it's good that information like that or videos like that came out so you can catch a predator. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's good and bad, but I just say you should never trust somebody when they say that, because you don't know what's happening. And once it's taken, it's on there. It's on there. I even found on my phone, and now that you're an iPhone person, you can see this too. I don't know if it's on other phones, but even if you have any cloud storage of, just sort of backup storage, once you delete a picture or a video, it sort of stays on your phone for like 30 days until it's actually permanently deleted, unless you permanently delete it immediately. So it was funny because I needed an image, and I was like, dang, I deleted the one I wanted. And somehow I saw like a recently deleted button, and I was like, what is this? So I clicked on it. Yeah, and there was things on there, and it was like, been deleted for 27 days. We'll be gone in 4 days, something like that. And I was like, what? So thankfully I was able to find the image. But I saw a bunch of other things there. I was like, man, I just need all those to just disappear. So yeah, that's interesting, man. It's interesting. I don't trust it. Don't trust it. Don't trust it. So what do you people out there in the ether think? Let us know. Let us know. Okay, so we have another thing from Kayla. This is actually, wow, did she send us a lot of these? Got some good ones of these. Okay, so she found a lot of one's gotta go style things. Some of them are, I guess they're all movies or TV shows. So we already sort of did a couple of these. But yeah, let's go through some of these. We can just do them real quick. So wow, here we go. One has to go between Eddie Murphy's Boomerang, Poetic Justice, Love Jones, and Jason's Lyric.
Ooh, Jason's Lyric can stay for me. Boomerang can stay for me.
Poetic Justice with...
What was the second one?
Poetic Justice with Janet and Love Jones with Lorenz Tate.
Love Jones can go.
Yeah?
Yeah. Wait, this a one gotta go or one gotta stay?
One has to go.
Go. Well, Love Jones can go. Ta-ta.
I'm going to drop...
Even though it's a good movie.
Yeah. See, I'm going to... Here's the thing. I would probably...
I have to keep Jason's Lyric with that bad Houston accent.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's the thing. It's got to be between Love Jones and Jason's Lyric for me. But I'm going to have to say, yeah, Love Jones too. Just because sadly, we have not seen Lorenz Tate ever again. Almost ever again. I know he's... I don't even know where Lorenz Tate is. I know we have
Lorenz
seen
Tate stars in Power.
Oh, does he?
He stars in Power.
Well,
yeah, and he's done quite a few things, man.
I know he has.
Just not nothing big on the super big screen.
The thing. He was big after that movie and then he disappeared. But also because that was, a lot of girls that I liked back then, they were in love with Lorenz Tate because of his performance on Love Jones. So you got to drop him for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's what Kayla and everyone else who actually watches Power could probably tell me because I don't watch it. Sorry. So, okay, here we go. Ooh, this is a good one, which this is one that will, go on for all time and people will get removed and added to this all the time. So one has to go. Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, or Michael Jordan.
One has to go. Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, or
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Dang.
I'm kind of stunned. Keeping Mike, keeping Magic. So Kobe and LeBron. I am going to get rid of Kobe.
Okay.
Not saying dude's an excellent athlete.
Yeah.
But I think shucks. I guess it's like in my head I want to say I'm looking at everything overall, not just their performances on the court, but everything outside of the court, because you got to argue Mike has practically changed the way, for good and bad, our culture, sneaker culture. Sneaker culture at that. I say bad because people are spending their money on something that's not a priority, killing folks. I can't tell you how many times people got either killed,
murdered, or
jumped,
beat up or something.
Yeah, myself included, for their shoes. So yeah, it's a good and bad thing. He made himself billions of dollars just off of that particular thing.
Yeah.
Magic, because Magic has did a lot of things in the community that we know.
Yeah. Black
community.
Yeah, Magic Johnson Theaters,
Yeah, all the Magic Johnson Theaters. Heck, he's the only... It's not joking, but I'm going to keep that comment to myself.
Okay.
Let's see. LeBron, because he's done a whole lot in the community. Schools he's opened. I mean, of course, this is all the stuff we hear. Ain't no telling what Kobe has done behind the scenes.
Yeah.
He probably has done a lot, but I honestly can't think of a lot of things he has done outside of the basketball court.
I was gonna say, man, yeah. I don't know.
And he's a great athlete. Don't get me wrong. This is just me factoring all this stuff in to make me select the one gotta go.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the other thing, man, because I think for the longest time, Michael Jordan has been seen as somebody who has profited off the backs of his people. but not really giving a lot back to his people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
And it was just recently something came out where he gave like a bunch of money to the school or something like that. But
just recently,
all I've heard.
I don't know, man. This is one for me because, like, if we're talking about career, you could, or career and what they meant for sports, you can argue that without Magic Johnson, the greatness of Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, would be either two things.
Right.
They would have been greater because you've never heard of Magic Johnson, or they wouldn't have been as great as they were because Magic Johnson was so great. So it's hard for me to let him go like that. If you talk about longevity and career-wise, I drop Magic because his career had to get cut short. You know what I'm saying? Whereas LeBron, Kobe, and even Michael, even though Michael left for a couple years, came back. He still came back dominating people. If you go based on shoe culture, Magic's got to go because Michael sort of transcended everything, and then Kobe and LeBron sort of have profited now because of that. What Michael did, and Magic didn't have that opportunity because it was first. If you say from like Black Enterprise, you know what I'm saying, man, I think Magic has them beat just because. Like you said, he started so many years ago with those Magic Johnson theaters in impoverished communities or in black communities. Made movie going, affordable for people and families. And on top of that, he is like part owner. He's part owner of the Lakers. Also had like a part ownership in the Dodgers. Like he is Los Angeles, or he is California and Los Angeles like specific when it comes to that. But he does some good things there. And LeBron, I mean, shoot, he has like the schools for kids. He has a lot of other stuff. It's hard to let people go in this situation. When it comes to championships, I drop LeBron just because Kobe, Michael, and even Magic, I think, have more than him. In championships, but as a person, if you, this is a hard choice because there's only one that seems like the most upstanding person of all of them, which is LeBron. So as just like a human being, I'd probably drop Mike, just because his gambling issues, his, whatever. But then I guess Kobe also had extramarital stuff, and who knows how Magic got AIDS or HIV, but whatever. So I don't know, man.
He's stroking.
Yeah, he's stroking indeed.
That's
so
what he been doing.
So I would probably drop. I'd probably drop Michael. I would. One has to go, but the problem is if he goes and goes forever, nobody will ever have had Jordans. So, and that's a big part of the subculture.
And you might not have had Kobe. Mm-hmm. You might not have had LeBron.
That's the thing. That's true. Yeah. That's true. This is true. So, yeah. So, and then in that case, do you drop like the youngest one, which would be LeBron? Because then you'd still had you still had Jordan, you still had Kobe, you still had Magic. I don't know. That's a really tough one. It's a really tough one. I wonder what some people out there would have to say, like Dan and JP from the Starting Five podcast, because they have some interesting, crazy sports takes and good sport takes too. So here we go. One has to go. I think we've done a version of this before. So Different Strokes, Good Times, What's Happening, or the Jeffersons?
Different Strokes can go. Yeah, Different Strokes.
Ooh, that's tough.
I mean, theme songs. I like Different Strokes.
Theme songs, I think What's Happening if it's theme songs, I think What's Happening got to go. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't nothing but an instrumental. Yeah. Didn't have any words to it.
Yeah. I can look at all four of these and vividly remember Different Strokes, Good Times, and the Jeffersons theme song. I can't remember the What's Happening tune. I remember the show, but I can't remember the theme song.
That was it. Sorry, people. My singing's a little off today.
Oh man, nah. See, yeah, still, I don't want it. So I gotta drop what's happening. Sorry, Good Times is too good. Yeah. The Jeffersons, you know, we're trying to move on up. Different Strokes, you know what you talking about, Willis? Like, will always be dope. So maybe Different Strokes is the reason why I have an interracial relationship now. Marriage, I don't know. Even though there was no marriage mixed in there. Half black, half white. Anyway, all right, here we go. One's gotta go. This is the next to last one she sent us. Ooh, TV shows. Oh man. Everybody Hates Chris, The Fresh Prince, Martin, or Family Matters.
Ugh. Yeah.
Dang, BDB's in two of these, so you drop one and she'll still make it. She'll still make it out. I gotta drop Everybody Hates Chris, even though I thought it was a funny show. It was a great show. I didn't get to watch all the seasons.
Hey, I had my kids watch every single episode of that.
Yeah.
Everybody Eats Chris, and they loved it.
Yeah. It's a good show, man.
Everybody Eats Chris, Martin, Fresh Prince,
or Family Matters. Yeah.
Martin staying, Fresh Prince is staying. I guess I'd have to get rid of Everybody Hates Chris, man. I mean, it was a great show.
Yeah.
They ain't saying nothing bad about it, but, you know, the other ones are I guess, a little bit, they're more iconic, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I would put Fresh Prince and Family Matters pretty much on the same level because they kind of taught you lessons in a lot of them. Everybody Hates Chris and Martin. You could get I think you could get a little bit more lessons out of Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, probably.
Than you could Martin.
Yeah.
But Martin was just funny, and I actually came before, I think it came before Family Matters and The Fresh Prince, right? Maybe. I think it came around the same time.
I think they came
same
around
time
the
as
same
Family
time.
Matters, maybe.
But I thought it was before Fresh Prince. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think it was before Fresh Prince, but maybe around the same-ish time as Family Matters.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Somewhere around there. Mid-90s.
Yeah.
Early mid-90s, something like that.
This is what's... Yeah, it's what's crazy, man. I don't know. I couldn't give up Martin just because of how hilarious it was. You know, Family Matters, I dressed as Steve Urkel for at least 2 different Halloweens. I thought it was hilarious. And yeah, Fresh Prince, man, that's what made... I mean, really, it made Will Smith a star, and it made Alfonso Ribeiro, you know, his dance, even though he was still sort of popular from being on Silver Spoons back in the day. You know, that made him a star because of the Carlton dance, you know. Carlton dance transcended cultures, blah, blah, blah. So, but I'm looking at this picture. I don't see Judy in this picture. Do you see Judy? Doesn't it? Wait, no.
Yeah, she's the one sitting on the lap. This is like the very first season. This is the very first season. You gotta remember, very first season, very first couple episodes. That was her at the bottom. I mean, it wasn't the same actress, but it's Judy.
Okay. So it's just not the one that we knew and loved, right? That's not the Judy that we grew to.
If you want to call it, yeah.
Because there's a... Okay.
And we're looking at a picture, people. That's why we're talking.
We're looking at a picture. There's a whole different... Oh my gosh, there's a whole different picture where... what is her name? What was the aunt's name? I don't remember her name. Where the aunt's not in it, but her son is in it. And Judy is also not in it. And the kids are a little older. Yeah, they totally left out. But yeah,
Aunt Rachel.
So there's 2 different Judys though. There's 2 different Judys.
Yeah.
And eventually there was no Judy. And apparently no Aunt Rachel.
It was funny because on what was that Damon Wayans show? It's slipping my mind right now.
My wife and kids.
My wife and kids. My wife and kids.
Yeah.
So the daughter in the first season, I think, was a completely different girl than the ones in the seasons afterwards.
Really?
So
see, I know that they've done that. I know that they've done that several times. I think, was it in Roseanne they did that with like the older daughter? Yeah, I know they do that from time to time. And then also there's situations where you have twins, sort of like Full House, you know, and they have the two girls in there. So
swap them out.
Yeah, so it's just always funny when they when they delete somebody, if you will, or they replace somebody with someone else.
They walk upstairs and they don't come back down.
Yeah,
just like little Judy.
Man, the world will never know what happened to Judy. We will never know.
She went into porn. Well,
did she really? Is that really what happened to her? Dang.
Well, not the character of Judy, but the girl. I think we talked about this on the episode before. But yeah.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we have talked about that before. It's just always shocking when I hear that. So let's see here. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Let's see here. I think she gave us one more. One's got to go here. So let's see here. Yeah, she did. All right. So here's another movie one. We'll bring back Poetic Justice. Love and Basketball, The Wood, or Baby Boy?
Poetic Justice, Love and Basketball,
The Wood,
Baby Boy.
Baby Boy.
Poetic Justice can go. The Wood was great.
Yeah.
Baby Boy was pretty good.
Just a baby
I like
boy.
That. Yeah, Love and Basketball. Love and Basketball is good. Yeah, Love and Basketball is good. That's one of my wife's favorite movies.
Yeah.
That and Love Jones at the same time. But yeah, Poetic Justice. Yeah, I just didn't care for Janet Jackson's acting in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you kept her in that first one though, right?
I kept her in the first one.
Yeah.
What did I drop? Love Jones.
Yeah.
And it's probably because of Tupac and it's probably because of Tupac.
Yeah.
And Regina Hall and or Regina King, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Guy Torre. Joe Torre.
Yeah. I'd say, man, I had to say, in this one I'd have to drop Baby Boy just because it seems like the other ones are more, I don't know. The other ones are more, whatever. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Because I didn't really have a clean thought on it. I just say I'm going to drop Baby Boy. Even though that sort of spawned Tyrese's, acting career, which people can argue is great or terrible. But,
Yeah.
But,
I mean, he's been movie I want to check out.
Yeah. What? I can't remember that movie. I just had to drop that one. So, yeah. All right, cool. Well, we good. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Kayla. Like we said before, you can text messages or images to that hashtag Blackout Podcast, phone line, or just leave us a message just like she did. Let us know what you think about those one gotta goes. If we're wrong, if we're right, if we're somewhere in between. All right, cool. So on to the next. Yeah, man. I didn't have a ton more. I had a little bit more I want to talk about. One thing I want to talk about is probably more of a note of positivity rather than anything else. Is just because everybody knows somebody who is in their life, whether at work, whether that is a negative Nancy, and somebody who's going to call the manager just if they see something wrong. It's funny. My son wanted to dress up initially as somebody who's about to go call the manager for Halloween, but there's always somebody at your job or some other organization that you're tied to that is I'm gonna tell the manager, I'm going to out anybody who's not falling directly in line, or if it's not that kind of person, that specific kind of person, it's somebody who is looking for any minute detail to criticize you over, just so they can say something like, I'm right and you're wrong, or see, I told you so, or I'm going to report you for XYZ, even though there is absolutely nothing wrong with, whatever is happening in the situation. So I just got to say this to everybody out there. Don't let those people get you down. Screw them. Like, forget them. Like that. There's a lot of negative people out there. A lot of people who are out for themselves. A lot of people who are corporate, yes men and yes women. A lot of people who don't understand, who don't have any kind of street smarts. They just have book smarts or Microsoft Excel smarts. You know what I'm saying? They're rigid, they're structured, they're standard. They've never done anything off schedule. And they try to find every possible way to detract you or to tear you down, or, or whatever it is. They try to find every possible way, to knock you down a peg. And you know what? Stay above those people. Stay above them. Think positive. Be around people that, will uplift and support and will give you constructive criticism. Because I've never been opposed to constructive criticism, that is going to help you become a better person, or better at your job, or whatever it is that you're doing. So, forget people like that. Stick around the people who are supporting you, and also keep an eye on those people who aren't supporting you, because there's a lot of things you can learn from them. How not to be. B, what type of person they are, and if you want them in your life for whatever reason. And just other people, just to keep other people away from them, because their attitude and their agenda that they have, can get very can spread, like a virus. So you don't want to be around people like that.
Right. I hear you.
Man. So I just gotta say, man, don't let the haters get you down. Just stick on the straight and narrow, and as long as you are doing what is right, not what's right in your mind, but what actually is right, then whatever the case is, you walk out with a smile on your face rather than not. So yeah, man, that's all I'm gonna say about that at this point. I may come back to that at another episode.
You need a platonic solid in there.
Man, they need some platonic solids. Speaking
of platonic solids, man, that's what I was probably going to mention.
Yeah.
So I told you I was going to look more, and I did post this up that I was going to look more into what Terrence Howard was talking about. And it's actually some pretty... Don't take my word for it. You have to go and research it yourself. And I know I've heard about this, but within those 2 or 3 minutes he was talking to those newscasters, obviously he couldn't get to the point of what he was talking about.
Okay.
So I told you in the last episode, I think I saw a 50-minute video of him speaking at a university.
Okay.
So I was like, let me check this out. So I checked it out, and he went in to go into further detail of what he was trying to get out in that little clip. And it's very, very interesting. I know have you heard of sacred geometry before? Or anywhere?
I've never heard of that. No.
So I'm not even going to try to go into it much, but I've heard of it before, but I did not make the connection at that time. So I went back and I started looking up more stuff on it. It's definitely something if you're interested in it. People out there listening, if you are interested in it, if you have time. If you don't have time, it's not gonna, I guess it won't kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check out that stuff, and maybe check out, he has like a 52-ish minute video of him speaking at, I think it's Oxford University.
Oxford University.
Like that. Yeah, maybe Oxford University, couple years ago. But he's pretty much been on this wavelength for quite a few years now. So yeah, I'm not gonna hate on it, on the the little clip we posted last episode. Yeah. But now that I know more about what he was talking about, it's definitely something I feel is worth checking out. Just to see where he's coming from. But yeah, I just figured I'd throw that in there because I said I'd bring it up.
Yeah.
Last episode, or look further into it. So yeah, it is very interesting. If you want to check it out. But, yeah.
Sacred geometry. So this is like figuring out like what the other side of a rhombus looks like. Is that what it is?
I guess you could kind of situate it like that. I mean, there's like been symbols and different geometric patterns and stuff that are found within nature that you could see that are created naturally. You look at different flowers, they have like different patterns and stuff like that. You look at a lot of different things in nature that create patterns that are all geometrical and they exist within that particular natural earth-made object, and then there was some other things I'd seen in different other videos that like symbols that were created at some of the tombs in like Egypt back in the day. The same exact symbols were created well into like places in China, exact symbols within temples and stuff. So a lot of those things are connected. A lot of those things are all kind of interwoven and exist. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but they all exist together. That's pretty much how I could put it. What else was there? I think he said something about Pythagoras. So like the Pythagorean, everything is like mathematically,
like it's made,
calculated. Mathematically made, mathematically calculated. So that's what he was talking about, like Pythagoras and like Pythagorean theorem. So I went down like a large, very long rabbit hole of this stuff, like within a few days. So it's really interesting if anybody cares to check it out. If you're that intuitive and curious to know about different things, I'd say check it out. Don't take my word for it, but whatever.
I do not know what you're talking about, but I do know that it's odd that honeybees make hexagonal shapes to hold their honey. How do they do that? I don't know. It's weird, but they're bees. That's what they was made to do. They was made to make honey. And how they gonna hold on to that honey? Make some 6-sided shapes to hold them. Make some 6-sided bags and boxes. Cubby holes, if you will. Honey cubbies.
I guess so. There you go. Honey cubbies.
That pastor in Texarkana found a honey cubby.
He did, and he stuck his tongue right in it.
He was like Winnie the Pooh trying to get some honey. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like I've seen, like, I've looked up, as you were talking about this, I looked up like, just the term sacred geometry. And yeah, there's a bunch of crazy looking things. And really, what it reminds me of is, you remember when we were kids, they had this toy, and they still have it out now, called like the spirogram or something, spirograph, what's it called? Yeah. And like you stick a pin in this thing or a marker in this thing, and it spins around and makes like this crazy shape.
Right.
And that's what a lot of these, pictures remind me of. There's some others that don't, but yeah. So I don't know. Either there's like some amazing artists out there who are just making things, or there's some other bit to it. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, I'll look into it. It looks fairly interesting, obviously. But I guess when Terrence Howard was talking about that, and we heard that clip, saw the video clip, whatever. It just looked like he had just smoked the best weed laced with something.
You definitely couldn't catch on to what he was saying within a couple minute clip. So I'm glad I went and watched that 50-minute because it was all interesting to me.
Yeah.
To me. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, Terrence.
There you go. Side note.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My fault.
No. Well, I was gonna. It was completely different than Terrence Howard, but you go ahead and finish.
I was just gonna say what Terrence Howard needed was a TED Talk to be able to do that. Like he should have got up and did like a real TED Talk and explained it a lot more than he could have gotten out in a 2-minute interview. At least explain his point of view and whatever he was trying to say, because that made him look like he was crazy. So yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say on the side note, rest in peace to John Witherspoon.
Oh,
he
did he really?
A few days ago.
I saw.
Yeah. That was like the first thing I saw when I woke up. I think it was Thursday morning.
Wow.
Thursday morning, I think it was. And I was just like, man, I was like devastated.
Yeah.
I was like so hurt. Told my wife, she was like mad and depressed and shit. So
that's crazy. I know that I saw, some videos with him and his son, had surfaced a lot. I didn't know that that's what happened. I didn't know that that's what happened. That's sad. He's iconic, man. So for a lot of different things, not just his appearance on Friday. So
pops. Yeah, and it was crazy because like last week I was at work watching Hollywood Shuffle on YouTube. Mm-hmm. They have the whole episode, not an episode, the whole movie on YouTube, and I forgot how dope that movie was. How I guess impactful that movie was, and he was in there. Same guy, man. Same comedies and everything. He was dope.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's sad. Well, yeah, definitely. Rest in peace to him. Send condolences to their family. Everything.
Condolences to Bad Baby because she got the brakes beat off of her.
Oh,
by Whoa Vicky.
You know what's so funny, man? You know what's so funny? Yesterday I posted a repost. Right, I posted a repost of our story from a year ago, November 2nd, and it said, "Remember a year ago when Bad Baby was relevant?" And then you just say that she got the brakes beat off of her. So that's pretty hilarious.
It was funny too, man. Old Vicky threw them hands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. They got caught up in the studio or something, man. They just started throwing hands. That's all I saw. I was like, dang. She got caught inside. She didn't catch him outside. How about that?
Well, Vicky was like, I know where to catch you then. I'm going to catch you inside. Wow. Bad Baby. So, I guess at this point, she's probably done with her tour, right?
I didn't even know she was on tour.
Well, she had a tour last year. Like, she had started her tour.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
So,
right.
Wow. So that's the fight of the battle of the wannabe black white girls. Is that what we call it? I don't know.
Apparently.
Oh, thanks. Sorry.
Shoot.
Mike Phil.
Apparently.
Want to be relevant.
It was pretty funny though. I was entertained.
Let me see if I can find this video. Old Vicky fighting.
I think I put it up on our YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook page. Not Facebook. Damn, what am I talking about? Twitter.
Okay. All right. I'll have to check that out. That's pretty hilarious. Oh man, like why? This is hilarious. All right, well, as I wait for that to load up, I'll ask you a question. Have you been paying attention to your New Orleans Saints?
I have.
Yeah,
I sure have. And I'm extremely
you know
happy.
that
I'm proud.
Yeah.
Bye week this week, but
yeah, they look pretty good, man. You know, but look,
They
they
look really
Teddy
good.
Bridgewater stepped in for Drew Brees, and I mean the first game and a half, maybe it looked like maybe y'all ship was about to sink.
yeah, it
but-
was a little. It looked a little rough. It looked a little rough, but I had faith.
But Teddy turned it on. This is the thing, man. When you go into a sport like that in football, you know, quarterback, his connection with the receivers, with the running backs, with the linemen, tight end, etc. It's different from one quarterback to another. You know where where and when to expect the ball coming from one quarterback. And it's totally different for another quarterback. So, yeah, it took them maybe a couple weeks to line up to get in sync. But, yeah, they look pretty good, man. As for my Giants, they still have a rookie quarterback. He is better than I thought he was going to be. But he's still a rookie. He's still making horrible mistakes. Even though he had a couple of, solid-looking games, he's fallen back to earth a little bit and been a rookie. But then those Houston Texans, though, ooh, Deshaun Watson, that boy bad. Hopefully he could turn it on and be good in the playoffs this year if they, when they get to playoff time. So, yeah, but
y'all play the Cowboys this week.
The Giants play the Cowboys tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, and the Texans play.
Man, I hope they win.
Oh yeah, man. You know how much I hate the Cowboys. Let's see here, Houston. But this is the thing.
They're playing right now.
Right now, that's right. Yeah,
Houston. I mean, yeah. I keep forgetting about those London games, and I'm looking at the time. I'm like, what the
Texans
hell?
did.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's 10-0 against the Jaguars right now. 10 yards by a player in their first 32 games, and Andrew Luck is done. I still think it's crazy that Andrew Luck retired at that time of year just before the season started. But hey, it is what it is, man. So anyway, on back to Woe Vicky, beating up Bad Baby. Still funny. Stuff like that. It's just never not funny. A lot of times you say, hey, I don't want to see these kids hurting and harming each other. In this situation, it's sort of the fight that we all wanted to see, and it's the fight that we needed to see.
Yes. I think so. Yeah. I think
we needed to see it. We needed to see it. So, anyway, man, I had my little positivity thing jump out there, but that's really all I got for this week. We could talk about the Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich actually coming back out today, 11/3/19. You gonna go and try to get you a spicy chicken sandwich?
Nope. We got the hashtag Blackout Spicy Chicken Sandwich. What do we need that one for?
Oh, you're right about that. You got the recipe.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna have to write that recipe so we can post it for the masses. I really need to see that recipe.
I have to refilm it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Just write the recipe. That'll work. And then you can film it later. Maybe make it again. Or we could talk about, how Nestle Toll House is recalling refrigerated cookie dough due to rubber pieces being in the cookie dough. we could talk about that.
Good.
We can talk about a New York man being arrested and in federal custody for trafficking about $128 million in fake Timbs and Uggs. Or we could talk about
New York man.
Yeah, we could talk about dead ass New York man. So or you could talk about Ray J's bike sharing company, Scoot e-bike / Loop Share, Scooty Bike, or Loop Share, projected to make over $200 million in 2020. Y'all have those scooters all around downtown and stuff like that, right? Yeah, man, they're everywhere.
Oh,
so I don't know if all those are like Ray J's brand or just other companies similar to that. But I mean, dang, that's I'll tell you this. I'm sorry, Ray J. I have to say I'm sorry to Ray J because I semi made fun of him initially, like for a minute when I saw at CES that he was creating this whole electric bike brand.
Raycon.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, come on, man. What are you doing? But for him, it was a smart investment. Obviously, he's working with some legit smart people, overseas and here in the States, and has turned this into...
it's not like Soulja Boy.
No, it's not the Soulja Boy situation. So, Ray J, I retract, my criticism. Even though I changed that tune fairly quickly, I retract my criticism. So definitely want to give shout out to a few people, and then we're going to get into this Tap Your Love Box. Shout out to the John Effect podcast for always, showing love on his shows. He's had some funny episodes this past couple of weeks. So shout out to him, and for the comments that he puts up. Shout out to the What Up Man podcast. I know Chuck had been sick for a little bit, so I think they finally gonna hop back on and drop a couple episodes. Always shout out to our boys Just in Time out in California. Hopefully y'all and y'all family and friends are safe from these wildfires that's out there. And big shout out to Random Ramblings with Rob for for all the love that he, shows us, and then also the love that he shows Hooks Rub, making his own merch. Making his own Hooks Rub.
He's rocking the merch at the J1 Con.
He's at J1 Con right now, yeah. So shout out to him for that. And Dan and JP of the Starting Five podcast for creating that. And also shout out to J Del Negro and his new show, Don't Judge Me. So I think it's funny, and I left a voicemail for them, so hopefully that'll pop up in the next couple of episodes. But yeah, man, it's funny. So you can go ahead and start the music, that Careless Whisper, that George Michael, that Love Box music, and I'm going to start out by starting this. So tap your love box if you would drink your spouse's bath water, or if you've ever met anybody whose bath water you would drink. I would not.
No.
Sorry.
No. I've never. Can't say I. Nope. I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, no. That was a question on that Don't Judge Me podcast. So, yeah, they were talking about somebody who was so fine that they would drink their bath water, and I was like, nah, you can judge me all you want because I ain't doing that.
Nah, I mean, I love my wife and all, but I ain't drinking nobody bath water. Yeah, that's like eating a booty. I ain't doing that.
It still got booty particles in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like your ass juice.
Exactly. All right, cool. So that was my first one.
All right, man. Tap Your Love Box, if you remember Lil Wayne's The Block Is Hot. It just turned 20 years old today. Damn. Or yesterday, actually. 20 years old. So shout out to Lil Wayne.
Wow.
And tap it if you remember when that came out.
Wow.
Where were you?
That's crazy, man. 20 years ago.
Make me feel old.
How is it? That's crazy. And Lil Wayne, he was what, only like 5 when it came out, right?
That's what
it feels like, man. It feels like that's so crazy. Tap your love box if you are now totally confused about the image that you had for most of your life about Cuba Gooding Jr. Now that the 15th woman comes forward accusing Cuba of sexual misconduct.
No, man, not Cuba.
Snow Dogs.
Not radio.
Radio. You didn't think radio was capable of it, did you?
Come on, man.
You didn't?
I did not think radio was capable of sexually harassing.
You didn't think he can do it, but he did it. So,
radio?
Yeah, man. It's radio. It was your boy, Cuba. So,
wow.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, that is what that is. So, hey, man,
that sucks.
I don't know, man. It's really sad. It's highly unfortunate, but it seems like this is radio. Like that guy, that dude. Yeah, that dude. It's sad, but apparently it seems to be true. Like the more and more this stuff is coming out, it's not. It can't be a conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something that actually happened. So
man,
whatever.
Not radio.
Yeah, it's radio.
That's all I could think is radio. Not radio.
Yeah. Radio. Radio indeed. All right. So.
Oh man. All right. Tap your love box if you watched the new Dolomite movie.
I wanted to watch it last night. I didn't get a chance to. I want to check it out.
Man, it's pretty dope. It's pretty good. I even had to go back and watch the original movie, which is on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a YouTube brand partnership to because I'm promoting them so much this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, tap your love box. Y'all watch that.
Wow. So, tap your love box if you are now confused that the former white Starbucks manager who got 2 black men arrested at the Philadelphia Starbucks in 2018 has now filed for a racial discrimination lawsuit. Of course he did. Of course he did. Why? Why not?
Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. Tippity tap your love box. If you thought Kanye's new Jesus is King is trash, or tap your love box if you thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you heard it, Jerry?
I have not.
You heard? Oh.
I have not listened to it. I don't know, man. This is what. I mean, I should listen to it just to find out. I have a friend here, who is he's an ordained minister, former pastor of a church. He's a white dude who's a hip hop head, and he has a pretty good knowledge of some like deep underground hip hop. So it's not like he just likes the popular ones, right? And so I trust his opinion and knowledge. And he actually went to Kanye's Sunday service when they came here a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I actually missed it, but he thought it was actually fairly good. So I need to listen to the music just to hear it and see how good it is, see if it's worth
I hear most people, let's say for instance, most people that are very that are church going people, I should say, church going people that love some gospel that love gospel music to a certain extent, that they have strong faith, that they love Kanye's album. Ain't
there's
nothing
nothing
wrong with that, at all. But then I see the other side. They thought it was pretty trash. I mean, just the sound of it. As far as content is one thing, but just the whole sound of the album and whatnot, they thought it was pretty bad. I mean, I only listened to it once. First listen, I thought it was just okay. You know, there was a couple, I guess, standout tracks, but the weird thing is, like, the songs are averaging like 2.5 minutes, and it's only like 20-some minutes long for the whole album. You know, it's like 11 songs on it, maybe 10 if you want to, 10 or 9 if you want to take out the interludes or intro or whatever. But it was just is what it does. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. This is the thing. I'll listen to it.
I think he's gonna be on something different. No, I think in a few years he's gonna be on something completely different.
Yeah.
You know, and I was listening to Dorm Tainment's podcast a couple days ago, and they were talking about it as well, and they were like his albums change as his mood or his I guess where he is in life.
Yeah.
Like, he'll make 808 and Heartbreaks when he's going through a heartbreak, and I was thinking, oh, he made that like right when he broke up with Amber Rose, and then of course, you know, it's just different things in his life. I honestly feel, I saw this video of him and Kim kind of arguing. I don't even know why that was posted up. That actually goes back to Kayla's question, you know, stuff getting posted up online, videoed and posted up. They were arguing, and he didn't like the way she dressed. I guess going to one of these award shows or something like that. He says she dressed a little too sexy and too revealing. So, I mean, of course, that's what his wife is known for, dressing, you know, very provocative, very good-looking woman. So, I don't know what it's going to be in a few years, and I don't want to wish any ill will in their relationship, but if something like that keeps going, I'm not sure how long Kim is going to want to, like, stick around to be around. Because she's like, I know you're going through some life changes and things like that, but, you know.
This is what...
that would be a tough relationship.
This is what has to happen. You have, you know, Kanye and Kim, you know, the relationship, it's not the viral relationship. You know, and they gotta.
Right. Exactly.
Are they in love? Or are they just, you know, together just for status or security, whatever? You know, that's a good question. You know, do you marry for love or do you marry for security? Which I heard on the Breakfast Club. It's an interesting debate. Interesting people commenting on it, you know, just calling in. But in that situation, you know, you gotta realize that, I mean, it seems like that's why Kanye got together with Kim in the first place.
Yeah,
you know, that's what it seemed like. That's why Kim, you know, broke up her marriage with whatever that terrible basketball player's name was, you know. You know, because the relationship with Kanye, and that's how they came together. So you're now going to go back and say, you know, you dress too scantily, you dress too sexy, even though that's why you that's why you got together in the first place. I don't know, man. That's a hard ask, especially because that's her brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's her brand. Right. That's how she made her money.
I don't think he's gonna change her.
So that's what's hard, and you know, he's gonna have to scale back his he gonna have to scale that back. And yeah, there's no reason for videos like that to come out, because, you know, that just fuels, you know, all the immediate, you know, knee jerk responses from people, rather than it being about, you know, just about them. So, and that's what it should be. You know, they're a family. That's what it need to be about. You know. Yeah, but hey, I'll tell you this, man. I mean, there's a lot of people who came from, you know, in church, you know, there's a lot of people who came from, or Christianity, you know, from other, there's a lot of people who came from, you know, prison, or came from, you know, living a quote unquote sinful lifestyle, you know, who changed their ways, who see the light, you know, whatever you want to call it. And have gone to, you know, and have turned to God, turned to Christ, turned to whatever, you know, that's not that way anymore. So maybe this is Kanye doing this, but the other thing is, everybody has to realize this: these people aren't perfect. So if you see Kanye out there doing something that's strange or different, from what he proclaims in his album that he wrote, understand these people aren't perfect. You know, people still human. People still gonna do what they're gonna do. You know, regardless of the situation. but that doesn't mean that they've totally turned away from what they've been claiming. It just means, hey, you know, they're not finished. They're not finished. You know, they're not finished. I don't know, turning the corner, turning over a new leaf, whatever. But hey, I mean, everybody's human. Nobody is perfect. So
yeah.
So regardless of the situation, but
that same thing could be. Yeah, that same thing could be said about the pastor eating out of box like the Last Supper.
Yeah, but the problem is this, man. It's sort of like when you have a, you have somebody who, I don't know, in his situation, he is sort of like the leader of, say he's like the quarterback on a football team, or he's the coach, right? He knows all the plays.
Right.
He's directly giving the plays away to the other team. He's doing something that he knows is wrong, that he has been groomed to know is wrong. So he shouldn't have done that. Like he knows what's up, and yeah, he knows what he did was wrong. So morally, you know, whatever is wrong. So here we go. So back to the fun stuff. So hey, tap your little box if you think it's dope that Barack Obama, the most recent American president that should be recognized as a president, Barack Obama called out the cancel culture, saying that it's not activism. Tap your little box with that. Because Barack was saying that, you know, that just because, you know, people, you know, say they're quote unquote canceling everything, or, you know, they have Twitter outrage, that doesn't mean they're activists. You know, he said people need to abandon the ideological purity test when it comes to politics. You know, so just don't just be acting like you know. You know, the idea of purity, and you never compromise, and you're always politically woke, quote unquote, and all that stuff. You should get over that quickly. The world is messy. There are ambiguities. People who do really good stuff have flaws. Dang, just like I was saying. So yeah, tap your little box for Barack Obama out here telling kids like it is, telling these 20-something-ish, 30-something-ish people, you know, like their daddy should have told them before they started canceling things. Thanks, Barack. Voice of reason.
Thanks, Barack. Thanks, Barrio. Tap your love box if you think the hashtag Blackout Podcast should make a Christmas song, because I'm trying to get that $3 million every year like Mariah Carey does.
We need to make one.
She ain't got to do nothing.
What?
No more.
Ever again.
She make no more. Ever. She just capitalizes on her Christmas album every year. Makes $3.8 million.
Yeah.
3.8 million.
What should our Christmas song be about? Blacking out for Christmas? Like what should it be about? Oh man.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I don't know. Anybody out there got suggestions? Let us know.
Let us know. Hey, tap.
It's a blackout Christmas.
It's a blackout Christmas special. Woodland Critter Christmas. Yeah, tap your little box for this Florida teen. What?
You probably replace that critter with something else. It's a blackout N-word Christmas.
Oh man. Yes.
No, we're not on that wave.
We're not on that wave. Not anymore.
Not on that wave anymore.
But that would be sort of funny. We definitely need to come up with the hashtag blackout Christmas song. Maybe even an album. Maybe we have like 2 songs that are original songs, and then the rest of them can be songs that were created by other people who actually have made Christmas songs for real. But our two songs have to lead it off, so people will think that it's actually a whole album full of good songs, and then they'll realize quickly that the third song is Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You," and the fourth one is The Temptations' "Silent Night." Oh man, tap your love box for this Florida teen who punched a man dressed as Donald Trump for Halloween.
Wow, that's funny.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, goodness. That's sad. It's not.
It's not really worth it though, man. It's not really worth it. Like, save your fight for another day.
Wow.
What?
I think I'm blacked out. What you see?
Wow.
You see something, huh?
Tap your love box if you think it's dope that this New Jersey religious college is going to pay $28 million in slavery reparations.
So all the kids get to go to school for free.
Let's see here.
And then I guess in addition, maybe their parents get something.
Yeah.
If they're a legacy student or something.
Yeah, so
like that.
exactly. Maybe so. Princeton Theological Seminary recently pledged to spend nearly $28 million on reparations over its ties to slavery. There you go. A monetary effort that is said to be one of the largest of its kind. The plan, which will be implemented over the course of the next 5 years, the college will offer 30 new scholarships and 5 doctoral fellowships for descendants of people who were enslaved or for others from underrepresented groups. Wow. Let's see here.
That's cool.
So there's an endowment set aside for it. They'll make changes to its curriculum and hire more scholars to study the legacy of slavery and rename campus spaces in honor of prominent African Americans, in addition to other plans. Let's see here. Oh, so here we go. If you're wondering why they're trying to give reparations now, it's due to a 2-year audit conducted by faculty and administrators that detailed the college relationship to slavery. The report found that while seminary did not own slaves and campus buildings were not constructed with slave labor, it did receive financial contributions from Southern sources, including slave owners, congregations with ties to slavery. Also, a large portion of the seminary's endowment was connected to Southern banks that were financing the expansion of slavery in the Southwest. Wow. Let's see. Research uncovered that several of the college's founders and early leaders used slave labor despite speaking out against slavery. There were also many seminary faculty, board members, and alumni who were involved in the American Colonization Society, Colonizers, an organization that argued against immediate emancipation and advocated sending formerly enslaved back to Africa. Wow, there you go. Bam.
Very cool.
There you go.
Very nice. Wow. I wish I could get reimbursed for get reparations for all them
college loans.
Them years of college I paid for.
Well, there's a couple of candidates out there right now, trying to run for president who, obviously want the free college for all. So, we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Because that's a very hard thing to do. But hey, man, if it works, it's good for our kids, I guess. Eventually.
Definitely. I know I need it for mine because I ain't saving no money right now.
Yeah. Wow. So crazy. So last but not least, I don't know, tap your love box if you are intrigued about the potential of a president getting impeached within the coming 6 to 12 months. That's crazy. But hey, if it happens,
wow.
If it happens,
would it even make sense to even?
I know, right?
Would it even make sense to even? 6 to 12 months. I mean, it's pretty much the end of his presidency.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing. Yeah. Maybe you lessen the amount of damage. You damage control what he can do for the rest of his term, because this is what happens. When presidents get to the end of their, get around the end of that 4 years. That first 4 years, and then even the second 4 years, they start doing crazy stuff like what do you call it? Dropping medals of honor on all kinds of people, and liberating people from jail. Speaking of Kim and Kanye, Kim has been actively, petitioning and talking with her homeboy President Trump, about getting people released from prison, or getting ASAP, back to the States, when he was out there. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, and it's so weird because Donald Trump doesn't stand for anything else. But when Kim Kardashian comes calling, he's like, yeah. We need to get ASAP back. Like, all of a sudden, he becomes like an advocate for, for people of color, like, in that instant. But without that, it doesn't happen. I cannot figure that relationship out. Like, I don't understand it. Does Kanye and Kim have something on Donald Trump that he cannot wash away? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Kanye supports Trump, so maybe he figured that's like his lead in to the Black America. I don't know.
I do not know.
No clue.
But I don't know, man. It's a mystery to me. But hey, whatever. I think that's all I got to say. I will watch Dolomite by the next time we talk, because I heard it was actually really good. That's all I got, man. So tell the people they can find us.
Yeah, I guess the last thing I got is super quick. Just a shout out to Akon. He's doing like super big things and over in Africa.
Oh yeah.
He's about to do this Afro Nation and Afrochella.
Oh.
Which is, over in Ghana. Yeah. So shout out to him having his very own city, Akon City.
That's cool.
In Senegal. His own cryptocurrency, Acoin. I know everybody's pretty much heard of a lot of things he's doing over there. But yeah, this is the stuff I like to hear about. I like to read. I'm just reading this now. So yeah. Man.
It's dope, man. It's dope,
It's very dope.
Congrats to Akon. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that turns out well and continues to grow. And all his work continues to grow, and other people catch it. And start doing that thing too. So that's dope.
Yeah. Raycon. Everybody's doing some big things. Big things, man. I need to do something. I need to put some notes together. I need to do something big. But of course. Just do it. I like Nike.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Nike.
All right, people. Let's get out of here. Twitter, Instagram, #BlackoutPod, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, Anchor, Spreaker. Listen to some episodes on YouTube. Email us topics, #blackoutpod@gmail.com. There's a certain song you want us to do a rendition of, let us know for our #blackout holiday Christmas album. Or you can let us know 3853-BLAKPC or 3853-252572. Call us there, and maybe you could sing it out for us so that we know which song you want us to read.
The #blackout Christmas service.
Yeah. There you go. And don't forget to hit up Etsy.com. Get yourself some hooks, rubs, and spices. And follow them on all the socials.
Get that new. I'm going to tell you this. Hooks, Rubs, and Spices, I guess on the strength and after seeing B-Rob's merch that he has created, and actually after debuting the Hooks Rub aprons, Hooks Rubs and Spices aprons at a recent event, I'm going to be selling some merch, some Hooks Rub merch. People have been asking about it. They've been asking about hats. They've been asking about t-shirts, all kinds of things. So stay tuned, because the merch is coming, guys. It is coming, and it'll be available there. It'll be dope. I can't wait to.
Just make sure you use the right logo. Sorry, B-Rob. You got the wrong logo on it. It was my bad. But you're still repping the brand, so it's all good.
Yeah, did you see the logo that I used for the apron? Is that fine? Is that right?
I'll send you the real one. I'll send you the real
and I'll tell you, I think, shout out to my sister-in-law, because this lady is like one of the craftiest people I know, and she has her own, like custom screen printing business. And she actually made those aprons for me like last minute. So I really, really appreciate her for that. And her husband's a military member. He's away for a while. So yeah, shout out to him as well. I guess her screen printing, logo cutting machine, she, was only able to cut that specific logo that I had, I used for that. So yeah, if you can send me the right one, I'll use that.
All right. Okay.
We'll make a little magic.
We'll do
magic. So anyway, that's all I got with that.
All right. I'm out. I'm done. Grocery shopping.
Yes, indeed. Blacked out as well. About to go take some family pictures and look like
holiday pictures.
Like barbershop up in this piece. All right. Blacking out. Peace.